sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. I break tradition, sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way, no. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can bring it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Rest is still unwritten. Rest is still unwritten.
The rest is still unwritten, just like our lives. Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Tucson. Thank you so much, Linda, for that, and Joshua and Raphael. What a great pleasure it is to have you all join us here this beautiful Sunday morning here at Unity of Tucson. We are a spiritual community, and we are here to teach love. That's really what it's all about. I want to offer up our vision here at Unity of Tucson. It is this: we envision a place of peace, beauty, and power. I almost inverted those. A place of peace, beauty, and power where spiritual principles are taught and practiced within an ever-growing and dynamic congregation. And of course, here are some beautiful faces of the members of our congregation. I'm going to invite you to, spread the love. Let them know that you love them as part of our spiritual family as we step into this beautiful day. Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around, love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I know that I'm not being foolish, and I know that I'm being wise. Yes, it's something that I must believe in. It's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of the trees. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I know that I'm not just dreaming. I know that I'm feeling sane. It's something that I must believe in, and it's there when you call out my name. Love is in the air when the day's nearly done. And I know that it's not an illusion. I know what I see is true. And it's something that I must believe in, 'cause it's there when I reach out to you. Love is in the air everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I know that I'm not being foolish. I know that I'm being wise. And it's something that I must believe in. It's there when I look in your eyes. Yeah, that's a great way to start a Sunday morning, isn't it? Love is in the air. It is all around. It is everywhere. And it is who and what we are. That is the great message that we have here at Unity of Tucson. You are love. You are light. You are life. And as I always say, you are magnificent. So magnificent. And I'm grateful that you share your magnificence with the whole world. I'm catching my breath for just a moment. Yes. So yes, once again, good morning. Welcome to another glorious, glorious Sunday morning. Like I said before, we are a spiritual community here to teach practical tools for a better life. And if you're joining us for the first time today, well, you've probably woken up now that I've sung Love is in the Air and get a little disco on Sunday morning, right? Grateful to have you here. I would love for you to reach out to us and go to unitytucson.com/connect and just fill out that connect card there and let us know that you're joining us this morning for the first time. Love to have that connection and maintain that connection. It is my belief that we can precipitate, we can engage, we can put into practice our own spiritual evolution. And that is what the whole point and purpose, I believe, of New Thought, the New Thought philosophy of which Unity is a part. The whole New Thought philosophy is around engaging spiritual evolution in our lives. And so that's what we're here to do. Let's read together the words of our mission statement as a community as they come up on your screen. Let's read this. Within the principles of Unity, we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy that empowers all people to embrace their divine nature. And I just want you to get in touch right in this moment with what those words mean to you. Have you ever really stopped to consider those words beyond just allowing them to be something we read by rote every single Sunday? Just check in. And in fact, what I'm going to invite you to do is close your eyes, and I'm going to read this. And I want you to simply acknowledge what comes up for you in a space of feeling. Within the principles of Unity, we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy that empowers all people to embrace their divine nature. Within that divine nature are three ideas that I carry with me as the tenets of this ministry and my ministry in life. And they are these: love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. You are divine, you are love, and you are light. I'm going to invite you to use the chat function for a moment to check in with your friends and neighbors who are watching with you this morning and just let them know how magnificent they are. Use your own voice, state it in your own way, and just reach out and say hello this morning. And I want to say hello to everybody who is here present in the room, who are here to support this virtual expression of our ministry right now. I want to say good morning, and I see Wally and Don and Aiden in the back and know that you are magnificent. Grateful to have you here. Yes, Karen, who's going to help light the candles in a little bit. You are magnificent. Grateful to have you here. And the board of directors of this organization, I see you. I'm grateful for you, and I'm recognizing your magnificence. Jeffrey in the back. This magnificent band. Yeah, absolute magnificence all around me. And I recognize it in you as well. And so as those messages continue to be spread around, I'm going to invite us all to find that place of quiet, settling into an opportunity for some contemplation, allowing the deepest sense of self to fully shine through. Settling in and turning the attention to that inner life. Deepening into the awareness that that inner life expresses itself as our outer life. And so all that we see, all that we experience, it is all rooted in this inner life. We are the point at which magnificence is expressing itself. Wherever we are, right where we are, is magnificence. The space we inhabit, wherever we go, is sacred. For there is no thing that is not divine. In understanding this, there is no thing that is not sacred. Everything is one. One unified wholeness. Everything is in coherence and in integrity. For that is the nature of creation. I'll invite us to have just a few moments in silence, and perhaps if you'd like to consider this month's affirmation, I will speak these words and just invite you to contemplate. The affirmation this month is this: I rest in the peace and ease of heart-centered coherence. I rest in the peace and ease of heart-centered coherence. Let's sit with that for just a few moments.
beauty. May I walk all day long. May I walk through the seasons. May I walk. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace on this path. May I walk through my life. May I walk in old age. May I walk. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk, 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 may I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. Right in this moment, as in every moment, I am rooted in the assured awareness of the one unified wholeness, the one infinite creative source. This is all that exists. This magnificent energy, this magnificent principle is awaiting our use. And so I choose to use it because I am that which is. We are that which is. Each and every one of us is this magnificent divine energy in form. There is no separation. And so this energy is our energy. Everything that is created is our creation. I am rooted in this, and I know that this opportunity for creation, this time that we've chosen to be together, is a time that is blessed, full of love, and expressed as joy. And so with gratitude in my heart, I let it be so as I relax, trust, and know. And so it is. In joy, may I walk. In love, may I walk. In gratitude, may I walk. May I walk. In peace, may I walk. In peace, in stillness, may I walk. In forgiveness, may I walk. In loving kindness, may I walk. May I walk. In peace, may I walk. In peace, may I walk. In peace, may I walk. In peace. I'm going to invite Karen to join me in this peaceful moment. It feels very peaceful. Karen's here to help light the flames of faith as one of our keepers of the flames. Grateful to have you here. We light the flames of faith every week with this understanding that we are ritualizing an aspect of our knowledge, that all faith traditions, all spiritual paths, all religious ideologies are all born from one common golden thread, and that golden thread is love. And so that's what we're celebrating here this month, to honor each of these paths
We light a candle for each of them. And so let's light a candle for the Tao. In the Tao, love is given freely and received. The Tao is a way rooted in a state of love where we start to live in harmony with all things. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions. Essential aspects of shamanic life are focused on techniques meant to unify our lives with strength, healing, and love. We light a candle for Hinduism. Love in Hinduism is a sacrament. Hinduism preaches that one gives up selfishness in love, not expecting anything in return. We light a candle for Judaism. Love is a multifaceted aspect of the Jewish faith. It teaches that we should love our neighbor as ourself, and that we should love God with all our heart, soul, and might. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism. Compassion, which is understood as unconditional and benevolent love, unselfish in its nature, is necessary for enlightenment. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity. God is the source and essence of eternal love, and Jesus reiterated this by saying that the first and greatest commandment is to love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam. The Prophet Muhammad said that you will not enter paradise until you believe, and you will not believe until you love. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i. Love is the mystery of divine revelations. Love is the effulgent manifestation. Love is the breath of the Holy Spirit inspired into the human spirit. We light a candle for all forms of new thought. Love is the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family, the power that joins and binds in divine harmony the universe, everything in it and everything beyond it. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. And this final candle we light is the candle which represents the healing of any circumstance that requires divinity to be revealed, for that is the true nature of healing, the unfoldment of the God essence at the core of all creation. And so this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. Thank you. The candle here on your left is our peace candle, which we keep consistently illuminated with this understanding that its consistent illumination reflects the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we allow that light to spread from within each and every one of us, we create peaceful circumstances and experiences in this world. So let's honor this candle by reading together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Some months ago, we sang a song from The Greatest Showman, the one that kind of was the big hit. This Is Me, right? And this is another song that's from The Greatest Showman, the movie, The Greatest Showman. And this is a song that's been on my radar for I've been wanting to sing the song for about 2 years, and I just haven't really put it together. Great song. And it shares its title with the title of my message today, Come Alive. Stumble through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can shake awake, 'cause you're just a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option. But you can flick the switch and brighten up your darkest day. Sun is up and the colors blinding. Take the world and redefine it. Leave behind your narrow mind. You'll never be the same. Come alive. Come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reaching up to the sky. And it's open wide. You're electrified. And the world becomes a fantasy. And you're more than you could ever need. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you've been living in. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. I see it in your eyes. You believe that lie that you need to hide your face, afraid to step outside. So you lock the door, but don't you stay that way. No more living in the shadows. You and me, we know how that goes. 'Cause once you see it, oh, you'll never, never be the same. Little bit of lightning striking, bottled up to keep on shining. You can prove there's more to you. You cannot be afraid. Come alive. Come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reaching up to the sky. And it's open wide. You're electrified. And the world becomes a fantasy. And you're more than you could ever need. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you've been living in. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive, come one, come all. You hear the call to anyone who's searching for a way to break free. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reaching up to the sky. And it's open wide. You're electrified. And the world becomes a fantasy. And you're more than you could ever need. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you've been living in. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And yes, thank you. Whew. You know you can't go back again to the world that you've been living in because you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. To remove us from this notion that we should ever go back to where we have been living, it actually asks of us this. To avoid that, we must forget everything we think we know. We must forget everything we think we know. What if you actually forgot everything you thought you knew about anything, about your life, about spirituality, about a path? What if you forgot all of it? What if you were experiencing the expression of this for the very first time? Do you remember? You know, not everybody does. I remember the first time I sat down in a New Thought community and was just blown away at what I was hearing, because it resonated. And not because there was anything particularly, and at least for me, there was not anything particularly revelatory about it, because what I realized is that it was speaking to me at a level of that which I already inherently felt I knew. And yet, hearing it in a new way, hearing it in a new way, and allowing myself to forget everything that I thought I knew. In that moment, I was able to come alive. How about you? Well, since then, stepping into the coursework that allowed me to then step into ministry and receive credentials from educational institutions that say, yes, you are authorized now to carry the title of minister, and people can call you reverend. And you know what? None of that matters. None of that actually matters. Because here's the thing. I can take that magnificent knowledge that I have accumulated over all this time, and I can throw it all out and step forth right in this moment and say, I have an opportunity in this exact moment to come alive once again, to come alive like never before. I was actually faced with that a great deal this week. I've talked about it a little bit here. I'm in this coursework. There's the one course that I'm not really talking about today. It's called Advanced Consciousness Studies, which I like to make fun of it being called Advanced Consciousness Studies, because what does that really mean? It just means that we're taking a deeper dive into this stuff. And the thing about Advanced Consciousness Studies is it's less about spirituality. It is actually a lot more about quantum physics and where we are finding the bridge between the two. But I was actually faced with some interesting challenges this week in my Unity coursework. Now, I'm taking 2 classes right now through Unity Worldwide Minister, the Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. They're all in alignment with me being granted an ordination as a Unity minister. One of the classes I'm taking is called Unity Perspectives. It's the foundational and contemporary authors of Unity, so it's a heavy research course. We do a lot of reading. In fact, these past 2 months, I will have read, just for that course alone, I think 7 different books. So there's a lot of reading. The other course that I'm taking, there's also a lot of reading because it is the writings of Myrtle and Charles Fillmore. So there's just a lot of reading that's going on right now. And the instructor of that course, the Charles and Myrtle Fillmore writings course, and I actually share this same kind of idea that we need to let go of everything we think we know. And you know what that also means? Let go of the old language. Let go of all of it. What do we know? If we were free of all of these preconceived ideas of what the life should look like, if we let go of all of that, what would we be left with? We might be left with this opportunity to open up and come alive in a way we never have before, because we are not limiting the capacity of our potential by anything from the past. And that's actually goes, for me, very much in alignment with reframing the second principle of the 5 principles of unity that I decided I wanted to talk about. So I started last week with the first principle, which is God is all there is. God is all there is, which could be shortened down to God is. Or, as I joked about last week, I could just stand up here and say, God. This week, if we say God is, this week is we are. God is, we are. Charles Fillmore did write this. He said, God is individually formed in consciousness in each of us. We are that which is. There is no separation. God is the innate truth of every aspect of our being. There is no cell or atom. There is no thought. There is no energy that we recognize as inherently us that is not God. It's all God. Now, we can now talk about the limitations of utilizing the word God itself, because God, consciousness, love, spirit, infinite source, whatever you choose to call it, it doesn't matter. That universal principle is individually formed in consciousness in each of us. We are infinite consciousness, experiencing life in a limited way. We have chosen to experience life in a limited manner. But I have found great benefit and freedom to breaking down those limitations and remembering I am because God is. In Unity Worldwide Ministries, the second principle is stated in this way: our essence is of God. Therefore, we are inherently good. This God essence, called the Christ, was fully expressed in Jesus. Now, I have some issues around the languaging of that, to be honest. And that's actually one of the things that we've talked a lot about in these courses, is the language that we use to try to express. And language is inherently clumsy because it is limited in its scope. So you cannot use something limited to express the unlimited. It just doesn't work. So part of what comes up for me is that we state in this principle that it was fully expressed in Jesus, which seems to imply that it is not fully expressed in us. But you know what I'm here to tell you? Irrespective of what you think, it is fully expressed in you. It is fully expressed in me, because we are utilizing this life essence, this power, this presence to live and express. Now, are we utilizing it in a way that is productive and constructive? Maybe not all the time. But it is fully expressed by means of each and every one of us. So the work then becomes to lift ourselves up into the conscious awareness that as we think, we are creating our lives, so why think anything less than? Why believe anything less than? Unity Worldwide, the headquarters. It's funny because Unity Worldwide Ministries states it one way, Unity Headquarters states it a different way. Unity Headquarters states the second principle as this: human beings are divine at their core and therefore inherently good. Well, here's the thing about good. Good is subjective. It's subjective. What is good for me may not be good for you. What I decide to take action on in the name of good in my life may not be so good for you. I'm hesitating only because this is the thing that always comes up in every class I teach when we talk about the nature of good. They say, but what about Hitler? I will tell you what about Hitler. Hitler would not have engaged in what he engaged in if he did not, in his own soul, think that it was good. Now, there was a disagreement. There was a disagreement with, I think, the majority of us. Because we would look at that and say, it's not good. So I have a hard time saying that we should ascribe this quality of good to the second principle. Maybe it's better left to state it this way: human beings are divine, the living embodiment of God. How we choose to use the inherent power becomes the thing. And some people use it constructively, some people use it destructively. But we get to decide what that constructive or destructive use of the power means to us, each individualized. To come alive, for me, is to open up in this way, that we are, each and every one of us, evolving in our understanding. And if we are not evolving, then we are devolving, because there is no way in which spirit is not actively moving or expressing in some way. Spirit is not passive. God is not passive. We are not passive. So what are we evolving to? I believe that we are on the precipice of unlocking a greater understanding of what unity means. Gene Houston, the philosopher, you know Gene Houston? I'm just looking in the room to see if anybody knows who Gene Houston is. One of the most brilliant minds, one of the most brilliant contemporary minds, I think, on the planet right now. She wrote this in something I read recently. She wrote, "We cannot shrink the infinite to fit into the finite. Because if we do, we just end up with a fundamentalist God. We can extend through conscious work on ourselves the capacity to expand and thus enter into partnership with the infinite. So there's the call. Our work in coming alive is to expand ourselves, to expand our conscious awareness to the infinite, not try to bring the infinite down to this level, to open ourselves up, to be lifted into the infinite. It makes me think of that thing that people, you see memes that go out about this, and it's written out, stop telling God how big your problems are. Start telling your problems how big your God is. That infinite nature within each and every one of us is greater than any problem that we perceive exists in our life, because inherent in any perception of problem is a solution. Otherwise, the problem could not exist. By God, I mean this inherent truth at the core of our being, this infinite divine principle, because there is no deity, there is no thing out there. Well, we say God is, it is all that is. It is not one expression out there in any way. There is no deity. We teach this, but do we live this? Do we live this? There is no deity, but there is divinity as us. But boy, I'll tell you, we have mastered the art of arguing for our limitations. In fact, one way we argue for our limitations is in the very language that we may utilize and we don't question. This may seem blasphemous in a Unity church, but I want to talk about this for just a moment. James DeLitt Freeman wrote the prayer for protection. It was not until 1940 there was even a concept that we should ever consider a need for a prayer for protection. The prayer for protection was written in reaction to world events, the war, the raging war in Europe. That's why the prayer for protection was written. He said, we had never before needed a prayer for protection. Why would we need it? From what would we need to be protected if we know who we are? If we are divinity, there is nothing from which we need protection. If we know our fundamental truth, which is the second principle, we are, then what is this thing out there that we're calling to say we need protection? It isn't out there. It isn't out there. We are light. We are love. We are power. We are present. Presence, that's what I meant to say. I trust we're present, but we are also presence. That is the fundamental nature of our being. We are presence. We are power. We are love. We are light. And I want to take note of the fact that I did not say we are the light. We are the love. We are the power. We are the presence, because making a definite article, putting a definite article before that makes it imply that there is something out there. But we are. It is not out there. We are not a vessel containing God. And here's the other thing. God doesn't use us. God doesn't use us. God is us. Charles Fillmore wrote, "The ideas of God are potential forces waiting to be set in motion through proper formative vehicles." I'm going to read that again. The ideas of God are potential forces waiting to be set in motion through proper formative vehicles. If the ideas of God are potential forces, what activates that force into expression? He continues by saying, the thinking faculty in man is such a vehicle. And it is through this that the visible universe has existence. So think about this in this manner. We are that which is, and it is our utilization of the potential forces that inherently exist in activating them in our own mind. We have created the entire universe collectively. We are the way that potentiality becomes reality. and experience. And I want to go back to saying, language is a really messy way to try to explain any of this. That's why the mystics and the sages, through the ages, have traditionally used metaphor to try to describe the ineffable. Because it is in metaphor, through the utilization of metaphor, it stimulates within us, I believe, at least when I read the words of the sages and the mystics of the ages, and I engage in this metaphorical understanding, it stimulates within me a feeling more than it does an intellectual idea. Now that feeling, coupled with thought, creates, and I get to decide. I get to decide. You get to decide. I am more and more of the mind that God doesn't create anything. This notion, this idea that God out there, that God is this energy just waiting out there. It's not, it's us. I am more and more of the mind that God doesn't create anything. We, as the physical expressions of this God principle, also known as consciousness, are the animating factor, and we do indeed create, not co-create. Because to say we co-create means we are creating with something. We are the creative aspect. We create as consciousness. God requires animation, and animation needs God. One without the other is nothingness. So I've talked a lot about philosophy, right? But what's really important to me is to say we can have all of this philosophy, we can have these ideas, we can formulate concepts around what we think God is, what we don't know, what we do know, what we perceive. We can let go of what we think we know and step into the silence and say, I am open, I know nothing, no, what can I know? Here's the thing, that philosophical exercise means nothing if we can't put it to practical use in our lives. So what is the practical value of any of this that I'm talking about today? How do we put this into practice? How do we put this idea into practice? Well, what comes up for me actually is the way we started today. Forget everything you think you know. Let us forget everything we think we know. I choose now to forget everything I think I know and open up to what is left. To open up to the infinite potential, to open up to a deeper understanding that is free of any limitation. Let go of the limitations of what others have offered and use the silence to open up to the inner truth of being. That's how I choose today to come alive. And the world becomes a fantasy. And you are more than you could ever need. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you've been living in because you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. Namaste. And so that is the practical homework this week. You know, a lot of times I'm like, we're going to do active things. This week, I want us each to daily spend a substantial amount of time in silence. And in that silence, let go of what we think we know. Allow ourselves to come alive by asking this question. I know nothing. Now, what can I know? And then sit with that. I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are. Use this opportunity to focus on any kernel of truth that perhaps has resonated with you from today's message. And just be open.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I do send my love. I send that inner creative aspect of self out, and I share it freely and unabashedly, for it is rooted in the one power that I am, the one power that each and every one of us is. There is no separation. There is only the we are, the I am. There is only God. This greatness on demand is making itself known through all creation. And the more I resonate in this moment and in every moment, the more we resonate in these moments with the understanding that every aspect of our being is this I am presence, the more life just gets easier. And so I choose ease, I choose grace, I choose light, love, life. I choose magnificence to be the way in which I show up, and I trust this is so for each and every one of us. I do so with a grateful heart, grateful for this understanding, grateful for this message, grateful for this community. I am grateful. I relax into the secure knowledge, and I let it be so. And so it is. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me.
I'm going to invite us all to step into that feeling of gratitude and let that gratitude activate us into the experience of giving today. As we give, we sow, we receive, we keep ourselves in this infinite circulation, and I am grateful for the ways in which this community supports this community. And this is your community, this is your family, this is your spiritual family. And yes, we do require money to make it, to keep things going. Everybody says, well, they never want to hear about keeping the lights on, but you know what? We do need to keep the lights on. And so I'm grateful for the ways in which you support this community and continue to bless this community. And, you give us the option for spreading our vision and mission into this world in more profound ways every day. So I am in gratitude for that. There are many ways that you can give and support us. You can, of course, go to our website, unitytucson.com, click on any of the donate links that appear on any number of the pages that are there. You can phone in a debit or credit card, call the office during our regular office hours, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. All of a sudden I was like, what time do we open? 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You can send in a check using the mail or whatever delivery service you would like to use. You can also, if you've got your smartphone out right now, you can text Unity Tucson to 73256, and you can give in that manner as well today. So I'm going to invite us all to read together in honor of this givingness. Let's read together the divine givingness statement. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I joyously contribute to my spiritual center, knowing that it goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless, and returns to me multiplied abundantly. I thankfully acknowledge God as my source. And if you feel like dancing, if you feel like getting up and moving the body, this is a good one to do it. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Yes, indeed. Oh, so a couple of things to let you know about today. I know that the graphic at the beginning of the service today said that we are having a virtual gathering today. We are not, because I have a board meeting today, which I did announce a couple weeks ago that this last week and this week, because of the various meetings, there was not going to be a virtual gathering. However, I did have this thought. If anyone out there would like to be the host of the meeting, of this virtual gathering when I am not available, I would love for these gatherings to still happen every Sunday, even if I can't be there, because I think it's a great way for us to be able to connect face to face. It gives us an opportunity to chat with other people in our spiritual family, and I find great benefit from it. And because I can't always be there, it's hard for me when I have to give it up and say, oh, well, we can't have it. So if you are open to being a host of our Sunday virtual meeting, please send me an email, revjonathan@unitytucson.com, and let me know, and we will get that set up. We do need volunteers for data entry in the office if you are available to do that. We had a couple volunteers come in this week. There's a big stack of paper, though, that we're trying to push through. So if you could let us know, you can email Freddie at unitytucson.com, and we will set up a time for you to come and help us out with that. So those of you who have been involved with Unitix and know that there was a happy hour that was happening on Fridays, right? They would do Unitix happy hour. And it was this great opportunity to socially gather and, have time together. And well, then the pandemic happened and everything went virtual. Well, we are offering a virtual happy hour. Molly has put this together, and I made a mistake. So everywhere we have put out one Zoom meeting ID, except I put in the wrong meeting ID in the printed version of Expanding Horizons that went out this past week. You may have received it in your mailbox yesterday. And here's the thing. When I realized it, we had already printed the entire run. So don't use the link that's in the printed version. But you can find the link on our website and in the electronic version, which will be made available tomorrow. So that'll all be corrected moving forward. But yeah, just to acknowledge that if you try to use the link for the Unitix happy hour that's in the printed version, you're not going to get anywhere. Wanted to let you know that. Do let your friends know that we are streaming every single week. I'm going to encourage us all to go to our website, unitytucson.com/livestream, to watch the stream. There's a chat function there. Everybody can be involved with chat and watching the service and enjoying the service, so thank you so much for that. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who made today possible. Of course, our technical crew, Wally, Don, and Aiden, thank you for all that you do to put this together and make sure that we are seen by the world. I want to say thank you to Karen for lighting the candles, being one of our keepers of the flames, and for your magnificent, brilliant consciousness and your prayerful support of this community. Thank you for that. I want to say thank you to the board of directors and our brand new board members, Diane and Roberta, who are here today. Congratulations. It's wonderful to have you join us. And I want to say thank you, of course, to this magnificent team of musicians, Linda, Joshua, and Raphael. Grateful to share this stage with you. Thank you for being present. Thank you for being who you are, and thank you for sharing your time on Sunday mornings with this entire spiritual family. I am grateful for you. Now, after I've talked about the prayer for protection and all the ways that maybe we should rethink it, we're still going to utilize this as a construct as we complete our time here together. Let's share this, if you would, with me. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky and danced with monsters through the night. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. Gonna be the best day of my life, my life. Ooh, ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. I howled at the moon with friends, and then the sun came crashing in. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. All the possibilities, no limits, just epiphanies. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, just don't wake me now. Ooh, ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my soul. The stars were burning so bright, the sun was out till midnight. I say we lose control. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. Ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. Ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. Make it a magnificent week, everyone.